Hey, this is Cam at Four Brothers Farm. We are in the last little bits of fall here and we have to finish up our preparation for winter. And this is really the last day that we have to do it. We have a wintry mix in the forecast for later today. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow. We have a huge load of firewood that we have to finish getting stacked. I have a huge pile of leaves, shredded leaves actually, that I had delivered yesterday. And I'm gonna put those on the garden to kind of cover up the soil and get it all put to bed for winter. And then it's the day after Halloween, so I have a feeling Brianna's gonna be doing some Christmas decorating too. Stay tuned.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
One of the nice things about kids getting older is the level of independence they grow into, which makes tackling multiple big jobs in one day much easier. Today they focused on stacking wood while I worked on closing up the garden.
Crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
So this landscaping company nearby, I made a call earlier in the year and made arrangements for them to drop off their shredded leaves here. And we use them for mulching in the garden. And when they're shredded, they break down a lot faster so they can go into the soil and add some nutrients there. I didn't really realize that they were going to be bringing them yesterday. They just kind of called me when they were in the driveway. I said I'll still take them, but we have a ton of leaves in our yard. They're not shredded, to be fair, so I wouldn't really want to put those on the garden. But I'm headed right now to get the tractor to scoop up all of those shredded leaves, dump them over the garden so they can decompose over winter in time for planting next year. Just got back here to the tractor shed. Looks like it's got the forks on it. You can't scoop up leaves with forks, so I'm gonna have to put the shovel on. All right, we got the tractor ready to roll. I have some prep work I need to do before I can just throw the mulch down. I want to take all of these corn stalks down that are over here, throw them out. I'm probably gonna do the same with the tomatoes. I'm just gonna cut the tomatoes off at the base of the plant this year and let the root system decompose in the ground. Every little bit of organic material you can throw down there helps you just a little. I'm gonna do that, probably chop up these beans on the ground here a little bit, and then we should be ready to throw our leaves down. So I'm just trying to get all of these tomatoes unwound from the trellis system that we put in this year. They're vines, so it's kind of hard to do, and we tied them up with this little elastic string to kind of train them up the trellis. So I'm having to cut all those strings and unwind them from here, which is kind of a pain. Jet, are you just about ready? Instead of tearing all these corn stalks down myself, I told Jet he can pretend they're bad guys and use his sword to fight them down. All right, Jet, all of those corn stalks are very evil men, and you got to use your sword like the warrior you are to knock them all down, all right? Get him. All right, I think we got everything in the garden pretty well cut down and wrapped up, so now we're ready to put our mulch leaves on it. Now the reason that we do that is when you cover your garden with mulch leaves in the fall, you're basically giving your soil a blanket and a meal at the same time. The layer of leaves helps protect the soil from erosion, temperature swings, and nutrient loss over winter. It's kind of like tucking it in for a long rest.
It's hard to explain the emotions we feel while we take this beautiful garden which we spent countless hours in over the summer, planting, weeding, watering, and harvesting, and chop everything to pieces and cover it with leaves. The seasons are bittersweet and remind us of the patterns of life. Plants are born in the soil, they produce fruit in life, and then they die, a symbolic reflection of our time on this earth.
Speaking of leaves, let's see what Brianna's up to.
Leaf flow, me and the leaves coming at me, and I can say.
Okay, I'll try it. We have fun over here. All right, the boys have been stacking wood for a couple hours now, and they've made a pretty big dent in the pile. Is it hard work?
Yeah.
How much more you got to go? Couple pieces.
Like 10 pieces.
2 or 3 pieces on the ground still there. We got about half of the garden covered here, probably 6 to 8 inches thick, and that's a good covering for the winter. Got some of this side done over here, but I got to put another load of leaves on there. All right, the rain is just starting and I am working on getting these plants cut down. So one way you could get your garden ready for winter would be to take all these plants, pull them out and just throw them out in the woods somewhere. But I'm chopping them up real small so they make kind of a natural ground cover, and those are going to decompose over winter, and it's really no different than compost or putting a cover crop down. The smaller you cut it up, the quicker it breaks down and the quicker you give it back to the soil. All right, we started with that big pile of wood and the boys got this all stacked up. It's feeling so good to feel like we're going into winter prepared. 4 big rows in the woodshed, and then I'll take you to the garage and show you we stacked a row in the garage too for easy access. So it'll be easy to grab it right from there on those cold mornings when we want to get the house warmed up and we don't want to run all the way out to the woodshed. So we ended up with 1 cartload of all these little odd and end pieces that don't really stack well. So we're just burning those up tonight. Probably one of the last bonfires we're going to be able to have for the year. You know, it feels like there's always a little bit of anxiety and fear attached to wintertime and the colder months because we spend all summer doing all these outdoor activities, whether it's with the animals or the garden or taking the family on adventures. And then we hit winter and it's like we're all stuck inside. We've got 4 kids, so a family of 6, all cooped up inside a very small house for the whole winter, and it can feel like a huge bummer. So we definitely have been trying to put a priority on thinking of what can we do throughout the winter time to keep ourselves busy, to keep us from driving each other crazy. Nights like these are great because we can kind of enjoy that last little bit of good weather before the snow starts. We're going into winter with good food in the freezer, happy, healthy family, and we have a lot to be thankful for. And we've got firewood, so at least we won't be cold. So I'm guessing the camera's gonna have a little bit of a hard time focusing right now because it's pretty dark out, so be patient there. But we do have some really cool things to show you guys this winter, and we're putting a big priority on learning new skills and taking on new hobbies and learning new things as a family. And hopefully that will kind of alleviate some of those winter blues that kind of kick in around January or February. Really excited to show you guys what we've got going. We're not going to tell you just yet what it is, but there's one thing in particular that I've been wanting to learn for a really long time, and I finally said this is the year, I'm doing it this winter, and we're going to put everything we have into it. So really excited to show you.